शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय। हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय।
ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय। हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय।
ओम जटाधराय शिव जटाधराय। हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय।
ओम जटाधराय शिव जटाधराय। हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय।
ओम जटाधराय शिव जटाधराय। हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय।
ओम जटाधराय शिव जटाधराय। हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय।
ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय। हर हर भोले नमः शिवाय।
ओम नमः शिवाय।
शेरा वालीरा वो साचे दरबार की जय।
जय तं देवी चामुण्डे जय भूतारते हारिणी जय सर्वगते देवी कालरात्रि नमोस्तुते।
मारुति नंदन हे दुख भंजन मारुति नंदन सुन लो मेरी पुकार पवन सुत विनती बारंबार
पवन सुत विनती बारंबार।
मारुति नंदन हे दुख भंजन
मारुति नंदन सुन लो मेरी पुकार, पवन सुत विनती बारंबार, पवन सुत विनती बारंबार, पवन सुत विनती बारंबार, पवन सुत विनती बारंबार। बोले बांके बिहारी लाल की जय। वसुदेव सुतं देवं वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। श्री वृंदावन धाम या पार जपे जा राधे राधे, जपे जा राधे राधे। श्री वृंदावन धाम या पार जपे जा राधे राधे। श्री वृंदावन धाम या पार जपे जा राधे राधे, जपे जा राधे राधे, जहे जा राधे राधे, जपे जा राधे राधे, कहे जा राधे राधे। श्री वृंदावन धाम या पार जपे जा राधे राधे। श्री वृंदावन धाम या पार कहे जा राधे राधे। जो राधे राधे गावे वो प्रेम पदार्थ पावे। जो राधे राधे गावे वो प्रेम पदार्थ पावे। बाकु जन्म बाकु बेड़ा होवे पार जपे जा राधे राधे। तेरो बेड़ा होवे पार जपे जा राधे राधे। श्री वृंदावन धाम या पार कहे जा राधे राधे, कहे जा राधे राधे, कहे जा राधे राधे, कहे जा राधे राधे, कहे जा राधे राधे। श्री वृंदावन धाम अपार, कहे जा राधे राधे। श्री वृंदावन धाम अपार, कहे जा राधे राधे। जो राधा नाम न हो तो रसराज विचारे होते। जो राधा नाम न होते रसराज विचारे होते। ना होता कृष्ण अवतार, कहे जा राधे राधे। ना होता कृष्ण अवतार, कहे जा राधे राधे। श्री वृंदावन धाम अपार, कहे जा राधे राधे। श्री वृंदावन धाम अपार, कहे जा राधे राधे। ये वृंदावन की लीला नहीं जाने गुरु या चेला। ये वृंदावन की लीला मत जानो गुरु या चेला। या मेरे से या के ऋषि मुनि गे हार, जपे जा राधे राधे। यहाँ ऋषि मुनि गे हार, जपे जा राधे राधे। श्री वृंदावन धाम अपार, कहे जा राधे राधे। कहे जा राधे राधे, कहे जा राधे राधे। कहे जा राधे राधे, कहे जा राधे राधे। श्री वृंदावन धाम अपार, कहे जा राधे राधे। तुम वृंदावन में आयो, नहीं राधा नाम गवायो। तुम वृंदावन में आयो, तेने राधा नाम न गायो। तेरो जीवन है दिधकार, जपे जा राधे राधे। तेरा जीवन है धिकार, जपे जा राधे राधे। श्री वृंदावन धाम अपार, कहे जा राधे राधे। कहे जा राधे राधे, रटे जा राधे राधे। कहे जा राधे राधे, कहे जा राधे राधे। श्री वृंदावन धाम अपार, कहे जा राधे राधे। श्री वृंदावन धाम अपार, कहे जा राधे राधे। श्री वृंदावन धाम अपार, कहे जा राधे राधे। श्री वृंदावन धाम मिला दे राधे राधे श्याम मिला दे राधे 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 श्याम मिला दे श्याम मिला दे श्याम मिला दे राधे 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 श्री वृंदावन धाम या पार कहे जा राधे राधे कहे जा राधे राधे कहे जा राधे राधे जय श्री राधे 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 जय श्री राधे।
सियापति रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। जगदम्बा मात की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंस चाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानंदं कृष्ण वंदे जगद्गुरुं। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचंद्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पते नमो नमः। Devotees, while we waiting for Vyasji, he will be here shortly and we will join for one kirtan. हमारो धन राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा। 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 राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा। हमारो धन राधा श्री राधा श्री राधा। हमारो धन राधा 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 राधा। हमारो धन राधा 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 राधा। हमारो धन राधा श्री राधा श्री 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 राधा। हमारो धन राधा 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 राधा। हमारो धन राधा श्री राधा श्री 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 राधा। हमारो धन राधा 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 राधा। हमारो धन सियापति रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। जगदम्बा मात की जय। बोले वेद व्यास महाराज की जय। प्लीज हैव ए सीट प्लीज। थैंक यू वेरी मच। Devotees, while we performing the Ved Vyas Chi Pujan, the Vyas Puja, I ask everyone let's join to prayer together. Hari Om Sahasrasirshah Purukha Sahasraksha Sahasrapada Sabhomega
सर्वस्पृत्वाद्यतिष्ठदसाङ्गुलं पुरुषये वेदज्ञो सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भाव्यं भूतामृतमस्ये सानो यदन्येनातिरोहति एतावानस्य महिमातो जायांश्च पुरुषः पादोऽस्य विश्वाभूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि त्रिपादोर्ध्व उदयितपुरुषः पादोऽस्येह भवत् पुनः ततो विह्वन्मकरामत्सा सनानसने अभि ततो विराड जायत विराजो अधिपुरुषः स जातो अद्यरिश्चदपश्चात् भूमिमधो पुरः तस्माद्यज्ञात् सर्वभूतः सम्भृतं बृहदाज्यं पशुस्तांश्चक्रे वायव्या नारण्याग्राम्यांश्च जे तस्माद्यज्ञात् सर्वभूतरेचः सामानि जग्निरे छन्दागुषि जग्निरे तस्माद्यदुत्तस्माद्यजायत तस्मादस्वा अजायन्त जे कीचो भयादतः गावोह जग्निरे तस्माज्जाता अजावयः तञ्जग्नं बर्हिः प्रोक्षन् पुरुषं जातमग्रतः तेन देवा अयज तसाध्या रेखयश्च जे यद्पुरुषं व्यदधुः कतिधा व्यकल्पयन्न मुखं किमस्यासीत् किं बाहु किमुरुपादा उच्यते ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमासीत् बाहुराजन्यः कृतः पुरुतज्ञवैश्यः पद्भ्याङ्गुसूत्रो अजायत चन्द्रमा मनसो जातचक्षोः सूर्यो अजायत श्रोत्राद्वायुष्य प्राणस्य मुख जग्निरजायत नाभ्या आसीदन्तरिक्षगो शेषणोद्यौः समवर्तत पदव्यां भूमिर्दिशः स्तोत्र तथा लोकाम् अकल्पयन्न यत्पुरुषेण हविषा देवा यद्दमतन्वत वसन्तोऽस्यासि द्राज्यं ग्रीष्म इदमः शरद्दविः सप्तास्यासन्न परिधय स्त्रीः सप्त सविदः कृताः देवा यद्यग्नन्तन्वान अवगनन् पुरुषं पशुं यजनेन यज्ञमयजन्तु देवा सानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्य सन्नः तेहनाकं महिमानः सचन्द्र यद्र पूर्वे साध्याः सन्ति देवाः व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः वंशी विभूषितकरा नवनीरदाभा पीताम्बरा अरुणबिम्बफलं धरोष्टा पूर्णेन्दुसुन्दरमुखा अरविन्दनेत्रं कृष्णात् परं किमपि त्वहं न जाने वांगमय स्वरूपिणे नमो नमः। बोलिए वेद व्यास महाराज की
जय।
श्यामति रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय। Devotees, first of all, like to say special welcome once again each and every one of you for coming, listening the Charit Katha, Ramayana Katha by our very, very respected Shri Narad Gosine ji. Like to say special welcome again. Suswagatam. Ram Kripa Binu Sulbhana Soye. The person he who is blessed by Paramatma, Bhagavan Maryada Purushottam Shri Ram, by Pavanaputra Hanuman ji, by the divine Paramba Jagajanni, only that person is able to come and join in this satsang. We are so blessed that Shri Narad Gosine ji is with us only for 3-4 sessions. And tomorrow morning will be the last session. Like to say special thanks to Shali and her entire family. For arranging for this satsang for us. And special thanks for John, he who is working very, very hard, cooking home, preparing bhojan, and dealing these two beautiful ladies, getting them ready to come on time, and working very, very hard with patience, keeping lots of patience, and so nice. Thank you, John, for your and like to say special welcome our two musicians, those who came with Pandit Ji from Trinidad. They are very, very great tabla player, dholak player, and many, many other instruments they play. And a special welcome again for our keyboard player Bhaiya Ji here. He is sitting here and playing so nicely. You know the best thing in our Sanatana Dharma, the Hanuman ji. Hanuman ji also is not only always holding the gumbaj in his hand, the gada in his hand, but many places if you see, the Hanuman ji has one special instrument that called Khartal. That means Hanuman ji is also the one of the best musician, the best singer in this world. And especially when he say, Jai Shri Ram, when he chant the name of the Paramatma Shri Ram, the vibration in this entire universe, we can feel that one, the Paramatma when he, Hanumanji when he bless. And today, before we pass over to Vyasi, I think our Bhaiya like to sing bhajan. Our one of the brother he like to sing one bhajan, then I pass over to mic to our respected Vyasi. Thank you. Sing please.
सिया राम में सब जग जानी, करहो प्रणाम जोरी जग पानी। जप ही नाम जन अर अन भारे, मित ही को संकट होवे सुखारे। नाम ले तो भव सिंधु सुखाई, करो विचार सो जन मन माई। उद्धार करो भगवान तुम्हारी शरण पड़े, उद्धार करो भगवान तुम्हारी शरण पड़े, शरण पड़े, शरण पड़े, शरण पड़े, शरण पड़े। भव पार करो भगवान तुम्हारी शरण पड़े, भव पार करो भगवान तुम्हारे शरण पड़े। कैसे तेरा नाम धियाए, कैसे तुम्हारे लगन लगाए, कैसे तेरा नाम धियाए, कैसे तुम्हारे लगन लगाए। हृदय जगा दो ज्ञान तुम्हारी शरण पड़े, उद्धार करो भगवान तुम्हारे शरण पड़े, भव पार करो भगवान तुम्हारे शरण पड़े। संत मतों के सुन सुन बातें, द्वार तेरे तक पहुँच न पाते। संत मतों के सुन सुन बातें, द्वार तेरे तक पहुँच न पाते। भट के बीच जहान तुम्हारी शरण पड़े, उद्धार करो भगवान तुम्हारे शरण पड़े, भव पार करो भगवान तुम्हारे शरण पड़े। तुम हे श्यामल कृष्ण मुरारी, राम तुम्ही गणपति त्रिपुरारी। तुम हे श्यामल कृष्ण मुरारी, राम तुम्ही गणपति त्रिपुरारी। तुम ही बने हनुमान तुम्हारी शरण पड़े, उद्धार करो भगवान तुम्हारे शरण पड़े, भव पार करो भगवान तुम्हारे शरण पड़े। ऐसे अंतर ज्योति जगाना, हम दीनों को शरण लगाना। ऐसे अंतर ज्योति जगाना, हम दीनों को शरण लगाना। हे प्रभु दया निधान तुम्हारी शरण पड़े, उद्धार करो भगवान तुम्हारे शरण परे शरण परे शरण परे शरण परे शरण परे भव पार करो भगवान तुम्हारी शरण परे उद्धार करो भगवान तुम्हारी शरण परे भव पार करो भगवान तुम्हारे प्रभु शरण परे।
बोलिए सियावति रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। Now we pass over to respected Vyas ji. Thank you.
प्रेम सुषमापति महादेव की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। Let us all stand as you're about to now join in beautiful Shri Ramayana Arati. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha, Om Shri Gurubhyo Namo Namaha, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Bhadram Karne Vishnu Niyam Deva, Bhadram Pashyamakshabhijyajatra, Srangaya Suswagam Sasnovihi, Vishema Devahitam Vidayuhu, Om Swasina Indro Vridashravaha, Swasina Pusha Vishveraha, Swasina Stakshyor Rishinemihi, Swasino Brihaspatir Dadato, Om Ajaksha Deva Devasya Te Surashigapati, Krime में पूजन ग्रहण देवशः मैं पूजनार्थम समर्पयामि। नमो नारायणाय नमः, ओम श्री विघ्नहर्ताय नमः, ओम हर हर पार्वती पते, हर हर महादेव, हर हर महादेव, हर हर महादेव। आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की। आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की। आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की। आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला। ओम श्री हनुमते नमः, सर्वेशं महावीर। जाके बल से गिरिवर कापे, मृग दोष जाके निकट न जाके। जय हो। जाके बल से गिरिवर कापे, मृग दोष जाके निकट न जाके। अंजनी 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 पुत्र महामनदायी, दसन के प्रभु सदा सहाये। ओम श्री हनुमंताय नमः। देवीरा देवीरा रघुनाथ पताये, लंका जा रे लंका जा रे लंका लंका जा रे लंका जा रे लंका जा रे सिया सुधिलाए। देवी रघुनाथ बताए लंका जा रे सिया सुधिलाए। लंका से लंका से लंका से कुछ समुद्र से आई जात पवन सुध पार न लाई। जय बजरंगबली। लक्ष्मण मूर्छित परे सकारे हानि संजीवन प्राण उबारे। लक्ष्मण मूर्छित परे सकारे हानि संजीवन प्राण उबारे। कहते हो कैसे जमकारी हरि रावण के भुजा उतारी। जय श्री राम। सुंदर मुनि आरती उतारे जय 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 हनुमान उचारे। सुंदर मुनि आरती उतारे जय 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 हनुमान उचारे। कंचन 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 तारक पुरलोचारी आरती करत अंजना माये। ओम श्री हनुमते नमः। ग्लोरीज टू महावीर। हनुमते नमः। ओम श्री हनुमते नमः। ओम श्री हनुमते नमः। कबलो के हमरे कबरिया हो कबलो के हमरे कबरिया हो बजरंग बली। कबलो के हमरे कबरिया हो बजरंग बली बजरंग बली बजरंग बली बजरंग बली बजरंग बली बजरंग बली बजरंग बली। कबलो के हमरे कबरिया हो बजरंग बली हो बोलो कबलो के हमरे कबरिया हो। बजरंग बली हो बजरंग बली बजरंग बली बजरंग बली बजरंग बली बजरंग बली बजरंग बली हो बजरंग बली बजरंग बली बजरंग बली बजरंग बली हो बजरंग बली बजरंग बली बजरंग बली बजरंग बली हो बजरंग बली बजरंग बली बजरंग बली बजरंग बली। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। बजरंग बली की जय। आसन लीजिए सब लोग। दरअसल टेक आवर सीट्स। As we begin this beautiful night, my dear friends, once more joining in the golden pages of the Ramcharitamanas, we're about to touch the feet of Mahaviri Swami Pavanaputra Shri Hanumanji. But before we do so, we'd like to take this wonderful opportunity once more to welcome each and every one. We say आपको स्वागत और नमस्कार करता हूँ सब लोग. Once more Pandit Ji, Pandit Damodara Ji, it's a blessing to be in your wonderful mandir. It's a privilege to be here. to the members of the Celestial Gandharvas, members of my wonderful group, to the devotees of the Amar Geet also, we say Swagatam, Bhaiji. To all other Pandits and Sadhus who are here, we say Namaskar. To all the devotees who have come from far and near to join with us, we say a cordial welcome and Jai Sitaram to all. Tonight we have with us the devotees who are tuned in via Facebook. Wherever you are in this world, taking a moment to join in devotion, we say Swagatam. We also have devotees in Trinidad who are locked on via classic radio. We welcome each and everyone to tonight's devotion. At this time, without further ado, let us all sit upright as we take a moment, not wasting any time, to join in our prayer and our invocation mantras. We begin with Omkar 3 times. Consciousness, and while you are the embodiment of peace, we, your humble bhaktas, will sit in this wonderful Yagyashala, devoting our love to your lotus-like feet. And while we chant your name, while we chant that most powerful Panchakshara mantra, with love and with devotion, together we chant Om Namaha Shivaya.
Shiva.
शिव का नाम भजले रे मनवा, शिव का नाम भजले, शिव का नाम भजले रे मनवा, शिव का नाम भजले, शिव का नाम भजले रे मनवा, शिव का नाम भजले, शिव का नाम भजले रे मनवा, शिव का नाम भजले। हर हर जय शंकर, ओम हर हर, सबको प्यारी all together with love, हर हर जय ओम, एक बार हर हर जय। Unto Lord Hanuman ji we pray tonight. Tonight is a night dedicated to Bajranga Bali. We have already sacrificed our love to be here, and tonight at this time, look at the beautiful form of Bajranga Bali. Look at the form of Maryada Purushottam, Prabhu Ramachandra, Lakshmana, Sita Devi Mata. And we say, Lord, Baramar pranams namaskar karta hu, Lord. As humble devotees, as we chant your name and we invoke your energy, may you bring forth the miracles that we are seeking. May you bring the blessings that we are asking for, Lord. You know our hearts and our mind, and you know what we need and what we don't need. As we touch your feet, Mahavir Swami, we pray. Pranavo Pavana Kumar Kalamana Pavaka Jnana Dhana Jasu Hridayaga Basahi Rama Sarcha Padhan Atulita Baladham Him Shailavadeham Dhanusavan Krishanam Jnaninamagraganyam Sakala Gunanidhanam Vanaranamadesham Raghupati Priyabhaktam Vatajatam Namami Ulyanya Sindhu Salilam Salilam Yashokalahi Janakatmajaya Ajanate Deva Dadalanka Namami Tam Pranjanya Jaleyam Manojavam Marutatuya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanariyuttamukyam Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prabhati Om Shri Hanumate Namaha Om Shri Hanumate Namaha Om Shri Hanumate Namaha. As we begin our night, we're about to now join in Sri Hanuman Chalisa. And as we chant the name of Bajranga Bali, Lord, we invoke your strength and your energy. There's no greater day in this world that we can worship you than this day. And while we chant your name with love and with devotion, pranams to you. Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मना मुकुर सुधार वरना रघुवर विमल जसु जो दायक परचार बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरा पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम जय 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 हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस त्रिलोक उजागर राम दूत तुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नाम महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी सुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरण विराज सुवेशा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा वस्त्र वर सजा विराज कांधे मूंज जनेऊ आधार शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र त्रिवेको रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम जय हो जय बजरंगबली। रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जराव भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवार लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई सब जन तुम्हारा रस गावे अंतहि कैसी कंक लगाए सरकार हमारे मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित भई यम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि गोविंद कह सके कहाते तुमो पुकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाए राज पर दीन्हा राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम जय हो। Salutations to Shri Hanuman. तुम्हारो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जान युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु मिलो ताहि मधुर पद जान प्रभु मोत्र का मिले मुख माई जलधि लाग गए अचर जनाई दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगमानु जहाँ तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे उतना आज्ञा बिनु पहचान सब कुशल है तुम्हारे चरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना पावन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हांक देखा पै भूत पिशाच कट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे राम सिया राम जय जय राम सिया राम जय जय राम। ओम श्री हनुमते नमः। सब पीरा जप निरंतर हनुमत वीरा। संकट के हनुमान छुड़ावे मरदम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा इनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन पल पावे। चारों युग प्रताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। राज संत के तुमर गवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता असवर दीन जान के माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दाता। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। राम सिया राम जय हो। राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाय जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त गाय। और देवता चित्त न डरहि हनुमत से सर्व सुख करहि। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिर हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाय। जो सतबार पाठ कर कोई जुटहि बंदी महासुख होय। जो यहाँ पर हनुमान चालीसा होय सीता की डोरीसा। तुलसीदास दारि तेरा की जयनाथ हृदय महादेरा। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। सिया राम जय जय राम। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। राम सिया राम
सिया राम जय जय राम।
जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। राम सिया राम जय जय राम। राम सिया राम जय जय राम।
सिया राम जय जय सिया राम जय जय राम जय जय
राम सिया राम जय जय राम। सिया राम जय जय राम। सिया राम जय जय राम। सिया राम। पावन तने संकट हरन मंगला मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुरभु। पवन सुत हनुमान की बजरंग बली की। After joining in the beautiful 40 verses of Sri Hanuman Chalisa, tonight Bhaktas, it is a night dedicated to Bajrang Bali. And while we praise Mahavir Swami, we will join in a chant, Sankirtana. As we remember the Katha from last night, or Pravachan, where did we stop? Did anybody remember tonight where we were supposed to continue? Where did we stop last night? What happened? Very nice. Which door did you enter today? This one. Lord Hanumanji had landed in Lanka after his journey across the ocean. When he landed in Lanka and he stopped right there, he looked at the walls that were surrounding that wonderful place that is called Lanka, was surrounding the palace of Ravana. It is said the palace stood so beautiful as though it was in mid-air. That is how beautiful it looked, so tall, so huge and so big. And Pavanaputra, from above, he saw the 4 doorways, the 4 gateways of entry into Lanka. Mahavir Swami, while looking at this wonderful image of Lanka, he remembered one of the stories of sage Narad Muni. But we will continue with that message after this chant. We will understand the greatness of Pavanaputra. We are joining in the golden pages of Sundarkan. We are touching the feet of Mahavir Swami through the Hanuman Ank as well as the Hanuman Charitramanas, and we are combining the energies of Sri Ram Charitramanas, where we see the nectar of our Lord Mahavir Pavanaputra. But before we do so, we join in this chant. If you know it, you can sing along with me, and if you don't, clap. Feel the energy, build the vibration here. It is beautiful mandir. Jai Jaikar at the top of your voices. Pavana Sudha Hanuman ki, Bajrang Bali ki. Kya baat, so beautiful. He Pavana Putra Hanumanta, Bhala Bhima Anjaneya. He Pavana Putra Hanumanta, Bhala Bhima Anjaneya. Bhala Bhima Anjaneya. Prabhu Ramachandra ke Duta Hanumanta Anjaneya. He's called Anjaneya. He's the son of Anjani Mata. And as we elevate our consciousness, I want everybody to clap, everybody to sing along if you can, but create the vibe, the energy, so that when you leave tonight, even if you learn nothing, you take that blessing with you, that protection. Pavanaputra will walk back with you tonight if you decide to feel this energy and create the energy of his holy name. He Pavanaputra Hanumanta, Bhala Bhima Anjaneya. Bhala Bhima Anjaneya. Prabhu Ramachandra ke Duta Hanumanta Anjaneya. Prabhu Ramachandra ke Duta Hanumanta Anjaneya. Om Shri Hanumate Namaha. So remember something tonight. Remember, if I sing, I get my blessings, and if you sing, you get yours. If I clap, I get my blessings, and in order to get yours, you must do what? Everybody, all together. He Pavanaputra Hanumanta, Bhala Bhima Anjaneya. He Pavanaputra Hanumanta, Hanumanta Anjaneya. And while we are worshipping our Lord, focus your mind on his lotus-like feet. Close your eyes for a few seconds tonight and visualize Mahavir Swami, our protector, our Lord. Say, Prabhu, barambar pranams. Bless our hearts, bless our mind, bless our consciousness, bless our homes and our vehicles and our workplaces and wherever we are in this world and wherever we are going back to. Lord, we pray for your guidance. Prabhu Ramachandra ke Duta Hanumanta Anjaneya. Prabhu Ramachandra ke Duta Hanumanta Anjaneya. Prabhu Ramachandra ke Duta Hanumanta Anjaneya, 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 Hanumanta, Anjaneya, 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 Balabhima, Anjaneya, 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 Anjaneya. हे पवन पुत्र हनुमंता भल भीमा आंजनेया, हे पवन पुत्र हनुमंता भल भीमा आंजनेया, भल भीमा आंजनेया। प्रभु रामचंद्र के दूता हनुमंता, Bajrangbali ki jai. The world will worship Lord Hanumanji. Why? Because of his simplicity, his humility, his love for his Lord. When you start loving God unconditionally, that love starts to build a protective aura and energy around you. Have you ever been to certain places where when you come in contact with certain people, you realize that upon meeting some people, you feel that vibration as though, you know what, wow, I feel like I've known him my whole life. And have you ever met certain people that when you come up to them and you start speaking to them, they say, oh God, what he come here for? There's some form of energy that we create when we sing, when we worship God, when we glorify God. Some attracts goodness and some pushes away the people. Today, we will create that most beautiful energy. Lord Hanumanji has landed in Lanka, and when he stands there, he sees the most beautiful city of Lanka. And he remembers the story, the kahani that sage Narad Muni had said to him. It is said one day, sage Narada had met Bajrangbali. And he says, Pavanaputra, that place that is called Lanka has so much of negativity. Rakshasas and demons, they live there. So Mahavir has the expectation as to what he heard before. He says in his mind, Ravana lives in a palace where there's Rakshasas and demons. How did Lanka came about? How did it come about to be what it is? You see, Lanka was one of the most highest point of Mount Meru, that highest peak of Mount Meru, so tall. And one day, it is said, the Sheshnag or Ananta of Lord Vishnu, that snake of Lord Vishnu, one day that snake of Lord Vishnu was speaking to the Lord of the Wind, Pawandev. And both of them were competing to see who was stronger than the other. In order to show strength, it is said, Sheshnag Ananta, he went at the top of Mount Meru and he circled himself around the peak of the mountain and he squeezed that mountain to show how strong he was. Pawandev, he says, I can blow you off the mountain. I will show you how strong I am. So with the wind, Pawandev, he blew as much as he could. And at the peak where Sheshnag, he circled and he squeezed at the mountain, at the top of Mount Meru, the highest point, it is said the mountain broke off and it fell into the ocean. When it fell into the ocean after rising back from the ocean itself, Lord Kuber, he found that spot to be very sacred, one side, away from everybody. And he decided to inhabit once more this beautiful part of the land. But as the brother of Ravana, it is said Kuber, he was chased away by his brother. He was chased away. Why? Because one brother was envious of the other. We live in a world and in a society where our own brothers, they become envious of us. Not so? We live in a world and a society where our own sisters, they become envious of us. In today's world and modern society, you see a brother fights another brother for a piece of land. You see a brother fights a brother for a house. You see a brother fights a brother or a sister for a car. You see people fight one another for money, for wealth, for materialistic things, things that will never last. And at the end of it, friendships are broken, relationships are broken, our home is broken, marriages are broken. Everything goes down because of fight, egoism. Fight for the things of the world that can never last forever. Hanuman Baba remembers that Mount Meru. He remembers the spot. And he says today, Ravana, for fighting his brother with that mentality of Rakshasik, I will show the world what will take place. It is only Rakshasic people will live like that. Now I don't know if anybody here fights for land or money or car or anything like that. But scripture says, people with the Rakshasic mentality, they fight for land, they fight for wealth, they fight for power, they fight for money, they fight their own brothers and their own sisters. So we must get out of that mentality and start living a divine life. Pavanaputra, he walked up now to the northern direction of the gateway that he saw. And while he's walking in the northern direction, he touches the earth, the sand and the ground, and he places salutations to the mother. He says, Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalani Durga Kshama Shivadatri Swaha. बोलिए Om Jayanti Mangala Bhadrakali
Durga Kshama Shiva Datri Swaha Swada Namos.
Shri Vrindavan mein Hari Lal ki. Hanuman Baba touches the earth and he goes further, and while he's going, lo and behold, to his surprise, he is in Lanka. What do you expect to see in Lanka? Ravan, demons, asuras, negative people, bhoots, prets, negative souls. You know what he saw? On the northern direction of Lanka, close to the walls of entry, he saw a little mandir. And he says, a mandir in Lanka? How is this so? He goes further and he goes closer to the mandir. And when he reaches closer to that spot, the mandir's doors, it's closed. So he goes up to the door and he's about to pull open the door. And as soon as he pulls open the door, what does he see, my friends? It is said one of the most beautiful sights that he can see. Immediately drops on his knees and he puts his hands together and he starts to pray. At the northern direction of Lanka, at the doorway of entry to Lanka, what does Hanuman Baba see? Listen, let us sing together. Om Jayante Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalani Durga Shama Shiva Datri Swaha Sada Namos. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalani Durga Shama Shiva Datri Swaha Sada Namos. It is said, friends, Lord Hanumanji saw a beautiful murti of Mother Kali. He saw a wonderful murti of Shri Kali Mata. When I enter the mandir every night, I go and I see Durga Devi Mata and I see Kali Mata standing there. He saw Bhadra Kali Mata standing there in her murti form. And he put his hands together and he says, Maya, you here ma in Lanka? What are you doing here in this form? And he hears the whisper of Devi Mata. Bhadra Kali, Adi Shakti. She says, Pavanaputra, in case you don't remember, you are the Gyaraha Avatar. You are the Gyaraha Rudraha. You are the incarnation of Lord Shiva. And I gave Lord Shiva a promise. I said, Mahadev, when you go down to the earth and you take your form as Lord Hanumanji, in time of need, when you will need my strength, I will be there in the form of Adi Shakti. Parvati Mata says, Prabhu Shankar, not you alone can have all the fun. I want to be there too. So she leaves Kailash Parvat and she goes down to Lanka, and there she stands in a most beautiful form. And she says today, let the world know that while Shiva, Prabhu will enter, also Shakti will walk with him. And that is how he will be protected from any form of trouble that will come. Om Jayante Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalani. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalani. Durga Kshama Shiva Datri Swaha Sadhana. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali
Bhadrakali Kapalani Durga Kshama Shiva Datri Swaha Swada Namo.
All together, everybody, let us sing along. मंगलाकारे भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा दात्री स्वाहा स्वधा नमोस्तुते स्वाहा स्वधा नमोस्तुते स्वाहा स्वधा नमोस्तुते स्वाहा स्वधा जयंती मंगला काले भद्र a little more volume दुर्गा क्षमा स्वाहा स्वधा आज शक्ति दुर्गा भवानी माता की Sri Adi Shakti took an incarnation. She says, Mahadev, Prabhu Shiva, you alone can have all the fun. If you've left Kailash Parvat and you left me here, I must come with you. She went to the earth and she resided there in that most beautiful form. And there she waits to bless Pavanaputra. He knelt down and he paid his pranam. I want to ask everybody this question tonight. Every night when you come to the yajna, every time you enter the mandir, every time you come to the place of God or the house of worship, what do you do when you enter, and what should you do when you enter? Bow away. You always do that? Who does do that? Very good. I take a look sometimes and I observe when I sit here. And as soon as people walk in, they start looking, hey, where's the plan, boy? Where's Bhagwan? In South India, when I went to, I remember, Meenakshi temple, they were teaching us, as soon as you enter the house of God, because this is the house of God, you knock on the door first at least 3 times. Yeah, you came in the house of God, you won't just walk in. You knock, Prabhu, I'm here. If there's a bell, you ring the bell, signaling the Divine Lord, I've entered your place of worship. And as soon as you step foot, you bow to the earth, and then you walk in. And as soon as you walk in, before looking for anybody, start looking for the murtis. Start glancing eyes for the deities. And as soon as you see them, Shri Hanumantaya Namaha, Jai Durga Ma, Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. And then you look for your spot and who's here and who came and who didn't come. But God first. You paid our respect to God. You're entering the holy place of God. Pavanaputra, he entered and there he knocked and he prostrated. And Bhadrakali Mata says, I will protect you and I will bless you. Pavanaputra, you will go through this doorway and when you enter there, all will be well. So Mahaviri Swami, he prostrated, he took his blessings and he was about to leave. And while leaving, he is about to enter the northern doorway. But before he walks in, he sees this is Lanka. He sees Rakshasas walking up and down, they're patrolling. He's seeing huge elephants. He's seeing crocodiles everywhere. They've come from the ocean. He's seeing Rakshasas who are scary looking. And he says, you know what? I don't even know how to get through everybody, much less for when my Lord Sri Ram comes through. He says, you know what? Let me wait a little bit. Sometimes in life, when you realize that you're blocked by certain situations and problems and setbacks, you wait a little bit and God will open the pathway for you. Patience is virtue. But we live in a world where everybody wants everything right now. And if you don't get it right now, everybody upset. We want everything now. If I must go somewhere, I need to reach now. If I'm going to purchase something and I go in the supermarket and I see a line, no, I want it now. If you're coming to the mandir and you see traffic on the road, I need to reach now. Everything, my friends, is right now. The world has become different. And while the world is different, just remember, some devotees said to me, when people start rushing down the world and going too fast, you end fast as well. Adishji was saying to me today, eat little and live long. One of the sayings we have back home, one day at a time, eat little and live long. It takes you a longer path in life, a more comfortable, happy, successful, little by little, and everything will be done. Today, Lord Hanumanji sees what is happening. He knows the time is short and he has to find Sita Devi. But you know what happens? He says, I will wait till nightfall. And while he's waiting, night is about to dawn. He sits and is chanting the name of God. In his idle time, he sits there. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. Do akshar ka pyara naam. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. And while he's chanting the name of the Divine Lord, the night is about to dawn. The most beautiful Sandhya hour is about to reach. And before he leaves, he goes at the mandir of Kali Mata and he prostrates. Do you remember at any point in your life when at 6 o'clock in the afternoon you were supposed to light your diya in your house? How many people remember that? Keep your hands up in the air, I want to see something. You all remember that? Keep it there. How many people still practice that? Kya baat? Beautiful. Everybody still have their hand like this. Sometimes you go yajna and you say, yeah, we remember. Who lighted? Growing up, you would have known that at the hour of 6 o'clock you light the diya. Why? Goddess Lakshmi is passing. She will bless your home. She will bring wealth. My grandmother used to always say, you never sweep the house around 6 o'clock because you'll sweep out your blessing. It is as though Devi Mata is about to enter and you say, Ma, you go outside. It is at that hour the energies are positive, it is divine, it is strong. And with that strength, your house can be blessed. Sandhya hour has come. Hanuman Baba goes by the Murti, he puts his hands together. At Sandhya hour, which is the most appropriate mantra to chant, Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo
Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayam
Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha
Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayam.
Everybody boliye Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tat Savitur
Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayam.
Hanuman Baba, he put his hands together and he prostrated, and at the Sandhya Kal hour, he prays, he chants Gayatri Mantra, and there he's about to enter now the northern doorway. And while he's about to enter, most of the Rakshasas and the guards, they have gone. But there's one person who stands there. There's only one individual who's standing there. And while that person stands, Bajrangabali, he sees her as a woman, as a Devi Rakshasi. He sees her there. And he decides that he must enter. So this is what he does. He transforms himself and he changes the form that he has to look not like the original form of Lord Hanumanji. But it is said for a second he turned somewhat in the form of a cat. And he looked at himself and he says, you know what, this form is too big, she might see me. So he went even smaller than that. He has the power of Ashta Siddhi. Ashta Siddhi Nava Nidhi Ke Data Asvar Janaki 8 siddhas. He could get big, he can get small, he can choose whatever form he was. And there he changes his form to the size of a mosquito. And he's about to enter this doorway. And who is standing there? It is said one of the Rakshasi Devi, she's standing there. Ramayana tells us in a beautiful chaupai. Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama Shri Rama Jai Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. कही चले सुमिरी नर आरे। श्री राम जय राम, श्री राम जय राम,
जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम।
नाम लंकिनी, नाम लंकिनी एक से सारे। सो कह चलसी मोहिनी धारे। श्री राम जय राम, श्री राम
जय राम, जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम।
राम जय राम, श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम। ओ श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम। राम जय राम, जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम, बोलिए श्री जय। I think we could raise the volume a little bit now. You all ready? वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की श्री राम जय। एक बार बोलिए श्री राम जय राम,
जय जय राम,
श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम। गजानंद स्वामी की, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। Lord Hanumanji, while entering the doorway, he saw someone by the name of Lankini. Hanuman Baba is about to enter Lanka in the northern direction, and when he is about to go in, small like a mosquito. It is night. Nobody is supposed to see him at this size. He's about to creep in, and while he's going in, Lankini is standing there, and she's holding this mace outside. And as soon as he decides to creep in from underneath, she looks down and she sees him with this little form just creeping in. And she calls out, "Arey! Stop right there. Kaun ho tum? Kahan ja raha ho? Don't you know who I am? Where are you going? I am here to block this doorway and nobody, not even you, can enter. Naam kya hai?" She's asking Bajrangbali, "Naam kya hai? Who are you?" And he looked at her, and with a question for a question. "Me? Naam kya hai aap? Who are you?" She says, "I am Lankini. I am here to guard the doorway and nobody will be able to enter." She says, "I am here to guard this doorway and nobody will be able to enter into Lanka." And while she's standing there, Hanuman Baba says, "Well, I am just a passerby. I am just coming into Lanka because I heard Lanka is so beautiful, so I want to enter." She says, "You can't fool me. And you're entering like a thief?" He says, "Well, I've heard so many great things, but I'm scared. You know, when I looked at your form, you are Rakshasi Devi. You look little, I don't want to say ugly. You look a little scary." Hanuman Baba, he's speaking to her. And while he's speaking to her, Scripture tells us, she looks at him and she says, do you take me for a fool? She says, Bandar, I've heard something. You're a bandar. You're not a mosquito. And he smiles. And instead at that point, he takes a step back, Jai Shri Ram. And he decides to take his original form. And he's standing there, Gada on his shoulder, Mukta on his shoulder, Jai Shri Ram. He says, Pranams Devi. Today, I've come to enter Lanka. And I don't think you will be able to stop me. So Devi, please allow me to go. And Devi looked at him and she says, you're a bandar. And you know what? She starts to remember something now. She remembers a day in the heavens. Who was Lankini? Katha tells us. It is said Lankini one day, she was one of the celestials of the heavens in Brahmaloka. Lankini was a celestial Devi in Brahmaloka. And one day she disrespected Lord Brahma. And Lord Brahma says, go down to the earth and live with that mentality like a Rakshasi. You can't respect the elders and respect the gurus and so on. Well, go down and live like one of them without respect. She says, but you know something? I remember he put me down on the earth to stay here. And he says, one day I will meet with someone special. There will be one who is of the roop of Vanara. And when I meet with that one, I will remember that the beginning of the end of the Ravan clan is about to begin. Is that you? And he looks at her and he says, what do you think I look like? I just came. He didn't want to say anything. I just came. She became upset now and she says to him, you know what? I was telling you something, but you cannot enter. You must leave. He says, leave? I didn't do anything wrong. She says, you monkey, you foolish monkey, leave from here. He looked and he says, okay, I am a foolish monkey, no problem. Arey, you chore, you thief, leave from here. And he stopped for a second and he took his gada. And while he took the gada in his hand, he looked up into the skies, Hare Prabhu Ram. He looked down on the earth, Mata, please help me now. I might be a foolish monkey. I could be a fool, it's okay. I'm a monkey, yes, I'm a monkey. But thief, I didn't thief anything. I am no thief. It is said, while holding the gada in one hand, he folded his fist in the other. And scripture tells us, Mahavir Swami, with one blow at the face of Lankini, it is said he hit her so hard that she fell to the ground and she got back up. And as soon as she got back up, she looked at him and instead of seeing Bajrangabali in front, she saw the image of Lord Shiva, Mahadev, standing there, holding the Trishul and looking back at her. And Mahavir Swami says, if you dare stop me, I will hit you another one. Mahavir Swami says, out of your karma you are here. And because of your karma, you will leave and you will go back. Say nothing to no one. And she puts her hands together and she says, Hanumanji, I heard the name. Is it really you? Prabhu, I know today now that the beginning of the end of Ravana's clan is about to come. And Mahavir Swami says to her, he says, what you sow, so shall you reap. He kidnapped a mother, Sita Devi, and what goes around, comes around. Think about the actions you perform in the world because karma will come back to you. Do good things, speak good words, elevate people, motivate the people around you, help those in need. Don't put them down. Stand side by side, united as a family, and work together. Baba Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai says, the family that prays together, stays together. And when Mahavir Swami looked at Lankini, before he left, he says to her, today, I want you to remember one thing. Because you would have been shrapped, you came to the earth. And now that you're here, I will tell you that I will bless you to go back to the heavens. But before you go back to the heavens, remember one thing. That while you're here on the earth, appreciate the moments that you have. Because one day, like this day, when you will leave, you will never be able to come back. Friends and devotees, while time is going in this world, remember, live a good life. Nobody knows if you'll wake up tomorrow. Nobody knows what will come in your path. But the beautiful bhajan of karma, it goes like this. Kabira, jab hum para hue, jagah se hum roye. ऐसी करनी कर चलो हम हंसे जग रोए। चदरिया हाय रे चदरिया हो रे चदरिया हाय रे चदरिया हो रे चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी। चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी। अष्टकमल का चरक बनाया, पांच तत्व की पूनी चदरिया, पांच तत्व की पूनी। अष्टकमल का चरक बनाया, पांच तत्व की पूनी। नौ दशमास पुनन को लागे, नौ दशमास पुनन को लागे। मूर्ख मैंने कीनी चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी। जब मुझे चादर बनकर आए, रंग दे जी को दीनी चदरिया, रंग दे जी को दीनी। जब मुझे चादर बनकर आए, रंग दे जी को दीनी। ऐसा रंग रंगा रंगड़े ने, ऐसा रंग रंगा रंगड़े ने कि लाल लाल कर जीनी चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी। संता मत करियो, ये दो दिन तुमको दीनी चदरिया, ये दो दिन तुमको दीनी। दादर और संता मत करियो, ये दो दिन तुमको दीनी चदरिया, ये दो दिन तुमको दीनी। मूर्ख लोग फेर नहीं जाने, मूर्ख लोग फेर नहीं जाने। दिन दिन मैंने कीनी चदरिया जीनी रे जीनी। जो प्रहलाद सुदामा ने और चदरिया, जो प्रहलाद सुदामा ने और चदरिया, सुदामा ने हो सुदामा ने ओढ़ी चदरिया जो प्रहलाद सुदामा ने ओढ़ी चदरिया सुखदेव निर्मल कीनी चदरिया ने निर्मल कीनी दास कबीर दास कबीर ने ऐसी ओढ़ी दास कबीर ने ऐसी ओढ़ी जो कि जो धर दीनी तदरिया जीनी रे जीनी हरिलाल की क्या बात. It is said in our daily life, everything that we do, we will create karma or we will build our dharma. That is why we always pay respect to our scriptures, to the elders, to the murtis, to our worship, to our devotion. Dharma, my friends, stand first and foremost. See God in everything. See God in everyone. Respect God in everything and everyone. Bhagavad Gita, it says, Brahma arpanam brahma havir brahmagno brahmanautam brahmevate nagantavyam brahma karma samadhina. Om Brahma arpanam brahma havir brahmagno brahmanautam brahmevate nagantavyam brahma karma samadhina. A mantra, one of the verses of Bhagavad Gita chapter 15, it says that while you must acknowledge God's presence in everything and everyone, God resides everywhere. Sometimes we need to sync ourselves with the universe and see God in everything. Let me ask you this question. Turn to the person next to you right now and see if you see God. How many people saw God in the person next to you? How many people saw a zombie? Bhoot, prit. Even though the world may show many forms of negativities, it is up to us. What is on your inside will be shown outside. It is up to you to reflect goodness, to find and to search and to see goodness. When you're driving on the roadway, sometimes you must look up at the clouds, and with the direction or with the forms that you see in the skies, create something. Look at the image and say, I wonder if it looks like Devi Ma. I wonder if it looks like Lord Shiva, maybe Lord Ganapati, maybe part of it looks like the trunk of Lord Ganesha. Try to find God in everything that you see. Maybe you're walking and you see a shadow on the ground. Allow your mind to acknowledge the presence of God in anything, even in the shadow. Find that personality of God in everything that you see. Awaken your super consciousness, friends. Today, Bajrangabali, he enters Lanka. And when he enters Lanka, he's walking in. And he sees now it is night. He sees some animals on his side, they're fighting for meat. He sees Rakshasas, they're fighting on one end. He sees some Rakshasas, they're having arguments. He's seeing people now having so many of arguments around them. He's seeing people going through their tormentations. He's seeing people yelling and fighting. He's seeing the nature of Rakshasic qualities around. He is in Lanka. What else will he see? And he continues to go very quietly. He even passes that spot. He climbs at the peak of some of the houses, and there he sees the top of the palace, and he makes a leap because he's searching for Sita Devi, and he's about to cast his eyes and to look down to find the mother. Lo and behold, in one of the rooms, he sees this huge, strong individual lying there, and he questions himself in his mind. I wonder if this is Ravana. If this is Ravana, I should go and destroy him one time. I should go and destroy him immediately. He stole Sita Devi. I should behead him right now. And he stopped for a second. And he says, you know what? No. This is not my role. This is not my duty. I didn't come to kill Ravana. I came to find Sita Devi. Do you know what is your purpose in life? Have you acknowledged what is your purpose? When you acknowledge your purpose and you go along with it and you go with the flow of it, life becomes beautiful. And when you can't find your purpose, life becomes miserable. Because you don't feel happy or comfortable anywhere else. When you acknowledge what is your purpose, not everybody they are born to become doctors. Not everybody they are born to be lawyers. Not everybody can be an officer. Not everybody can be a musician. Not everybody can be the same thing in the world. We have all come to do our part. Never try to be anybody else. Never try to be like somebody else. You may look at someone's attitude, their character, their behavior in life, and you might think to yourself, you know what? Maybe through attitude and character, maybe, you know what, I feel like I could do like them. I feel if I do like them, I may become just like them. Maybe successful in what they're doing. But you can never be anybody else but yourself. Don't fool yourself. I gave this example recently. One day while I was going to a puja, I remembered when I was a child, at the age of 7, 8, going to school, I remember one of my friends, he was the brightest child in class. And because he was the brightest, no matter how hard you try to beat him in class, you can't beat him in his grades. When you realize you couldn't beat him, you started thinking, now, you know what? Let me look at him. He have a special brand of shoe. He have a particular pen he uses. He has this particular way he walks. And you now start thinking, you know what? I wonder if I walk like him, if I'll do good too now. I know if I get a shoe just like him, maybe I'll also do good. Maybe if I get a particular pencil just like him, I might do good. And the thoughts start flowing now. You know what? I want to be like him so I could be good like him. We have all come in the world for a special purpose. And when people have achieved their purpose, do not envy them. Do not pull them down. Do not try to find a fault with them. Embrace it. Find your spark. Work together. United together. Work with love together. Do not cut down the people around you. In the world we live in today, nobody appreciates anybody's success. Everybody is ready to pull down somebody. If my brother is doing better than me, something wrong. He's probably doing something behind the door. If my sister has a job and she's probably making more money than me, maybe she knows somebody behind the door and she cannot cut somewhere. Something wrong. We have a mentality, if somebody is doing something and you don't know what they're doing and money starts to come and they're building a house and purchasing a car, we have the mentality, maybe they're doing some black magic or something. Maybe they're doing drugs. The world has become so messed up that people find all the faults in you, even in me. People do not look for the good things in you. Like I say, in an example, if you walk into the yajna with a nice white kurta and it have one little dot black right there, when you enter, nobody going to say, hey, you know what, nice white kurta boy. You know what they're going to say? Oh, hey, look at our little dot there, boy. People will find your faults and they will not find the good things about you. People will look to pull you down and nobody will know your sacrifice. Nobody will know how you work hard and how you sacrifice day in and day out, not so? People see you do good things and you purchase the car and you build the house, and what happens then? They criticize you and they stop talking to you sometimes out of that. Nobody sees your hard work and your toil. Recently, I had encountered the same thing. I know devotees see me flying everywhere. Well, I'm Narad Muni. I have authority to fly. But recently, devotees have seen me everywhere and they say, wow, Panditji is so big. I'm not so big. I'm the same little, quiet, humble little Pandit. At the same time, while we travel everywhere, this is my sacrifice to the world. Nobody sees our sacrifice. Myself, musicians, nobody sees the sacrifice. Do you know, when I speak about this just for a second, when Hanumanji saw Ravana lying down there, he remembered stories of Ravana. Ravana was one of the greatest scholars in Hindi, in Sanskrit, and he was one of the greatest sadhu, brahmana, that was. He sang and he created that beautiful mantra. Jatat vi galad jala pravaha pavitastali gale valam vyalam vitam bujanga tunga malikam damad 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 ninada vardamarvayam chakara chandratandavam tanotuna shiva shivam. And he made Lord Shiva dance.
He was one of the greatest Brahmanas, and Hanumanji is looking at him and saying, look at him now. Where is his sacrifice to remain as good as he is? Sometimes when people sleeping, you working hard, and nobody sees it, not so? I see many mothers saying, yeah. Sometimes when the children sleeping and the husband gone to work, or maybe he's still in his bed, the mother's up making the breakfast and preparing. When everybody goes to sleep, she's preparing everything, so in the morning it's easy. Even the fathers, sometimes they're working late night shifts and the whole night, and nobody sees that sacrifice. But when they see you pull up with a nice car, I wonder if you're doing drugs, boy. Nobody sees our sacrifice. As Pandit, people are ready to look at our lives. The life of Brahman and Pandit is not an easy one. We don't live for ourselves. We live for people. We live in the eyes of people, for people. Our life is not ours. All Pandits. When 12 o'clock in the night we get a phone call, hey Baba, Munna crying whole night. Jarina. Panditji had to get up. When we have full schedule and somebody calls, Panditji, you know my mother passed away tomorrow. Can you do funeral please? Panditji has to fill in. The Gurus sacrifice day in and day out. We travel everywhere. And while we travel everywhere, to those who travel, as much as you travel, it's not easy back and forth. And they hustle before and getting there. And as soon as we get out, and as soon as we come out the airport, Jai Shri Ram, Ramayana Katha one time. We love what we do, but sacrifice is important. For us, for musicians, for all of you, everybody sacrifices to reach somewhere. And instead of having an idle mind to find problems in people's life, instead, find something to support and to motivate people. Use your words to inspire people. Use your words to do good to the world. Use your words to motivate and to elevate those in the world. You're sitting here tonight and you don't know if somebody next to you may be so frustrated that after tonight they want to go and just destroy themselves. But you know what? Your word can count. Your love can count. One form of motivation can count. Today in our scripture, while Lord Hanumanji, he's seeing Ravana, he's thinking to himself, should I destroy him? But this is not my role. Lord Ram will come and destroy him. While Lord Ram will destroy him, I've come to find only one personality, and that personality is none other than Sita Mata. He leaves and he jumps down now and he's going to a spot where he stands and he's about to listen. I wonder where I will find Sita Devi. And while he's standing there, he starts to feel the whiff of a beautiful scent. He says, no, 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 no. I can't believe this is what I'm smelling. It smells like something that I know. And he inhales deeper again. And what is he about to smell? To inhale. It says, Mahavir Swami, he follows the scent. And he moves some trees and some branches and some bushes that are in front of him. And he makes his path and he makes his way. And when suddenly he reaches a point and he opens his eyes and he glances now, he sees a little kutia in front of him. He says, I smell something in that kutia. He goes up to the kutia, and on the other side of the kutia, what does he see? Om Vrindayay Tulsi Divyay Prayay Kesavasya Cha Vishnu Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavatyay Namo Namaha Om Tulsi Divyay Namaha. Tulsi Mata, the beautiful Vartika of Tulsi is there. And when he sees Tulsi, he couldn't help himself. He's seeing a personality of Adi Shakti. He's seeing an incarnation of Goddess Lakshmi Mata. He runs into the Tulsi Vartika and he starts to dance. Jai Shri Ram. And he starts to dance for Tulsi Devi. He starts to dance for the divine Goddess Lakshmi Mata. And while he's dancing there, his beautiful bhajan, Vrindavan mein Hari Lal ki Radha Krishna seva pavo Hey Abhilasi Radha Krishna seva pavo Hey Abhilasi Tulsi Krishna Preyase Namo Namaha Tulsi Krishna Preyase Namo Namaha.
तुम्हारा शरणालय तारा वंशा पूर्ण हो, ये तुम्हारा शरणालय तारा वंशा पूर्ण हो, कृपा करी करो तारे वृंदावनवासी, कृपा करी करो तारे वृंदावनवासी। तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः, तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः। मोराए या भीला विलास कुंजे दियो हाथ, मोराए अभीला विलास कुंजे दियो हाथ, नयने ही रेबो सादा जुगला रूपरासे, नयने ही रेबो सादा जुगला रूपरासे। तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः, तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः। दीन कृष्ण दासे को जना मोरा हो, दीन कृष्ण दासे को जना मोरा हो, श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमे सारा जिन वासी, श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमे सारा जिन भासे। तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः, तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः। जय वृंदे देवी 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 जय वृंदे देवी। जय तुलसी महारानी जय तुलसी महारानी जय तुलसी महारानी जय तुलसी महारानी, तुलसी महारानी जय तुलसी महारानी जय तुलसी महारानी जय तुलसी महारानी, तुलसी महारानी जय तुलसी महारानी जय तुलसी महारानी जय तुलसी महारानी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा गोविंद राधा गोविंद राय, जय राधा गोविंद राधा गोविंद राय, जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राय, जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राय, जय राधा गोपाल राधा गोपाल राय, जय राधा गोपाल राधा गोपाल राय, जय राधा गिरिधर राधा गिरिधर राय, जय राधा गिरिधर राधा वृंदावन में हरिलाल की जय। Lord Hanumanji saw Tulsi Mata, and as soon as Mahavir Swami saw Tulsi Vatika, he ran into the Tulsi and he started dancing. He was so happy to find Tulsi Devi here. Friends and devotees, Tulsi Mata was growing right there in Lanka. Bajrangabali stopped for a second. He says, wait a minute. I am in Lanka, a place that is filled with Rakshasas and demons. And Tulsi lives here? Where doesn't Tulsi Mata grow? He thought to himself, if Tulsi is living here, she might get contaminated. And there he thought now in a positive way.
how can Tulsi be here and be so nice and strong and beautiful? He remembered, wherever Tulsi grows, that spot will be sanctified. That spot will be purified. In your homes, in your altars, and especially in this time where summer is here, you're able to grow your nice Tulsi plant. Grow your Tulsi. Do puja to Tulsi Mata. Tulsi is the goddess of your home. She's an incarnation of Goddess Lakshmi Mata. Tulsi Maharani, she is the goddess of relationships. She is the goddess of marriages. If you're having problems in your marriage, pray to Tulsi Devi. To the young boys and the young girls who are having problems in relationship, or maybe you're not finding the right partner, you pray to Tulsi Mata. She will guide the right person to you. Don't go searching everywhere and find problems. She will guide the right person to your life. If your relationships are not going well, pray to Tulsi Devi and she will bless you. She is the goddess of marriages, relationships, the goddess of the home, the goddess of money, wealth, prosperity, success. Worship Tulsi Devi and never disrespect her. When I speak of disrespecting Tulsi Mata, many times as Pandit, when we go to do puja, we see devotees, when we tell them, well, we need to get Tulsi leaves for the prayer, we break out the whole head and we bring it. You must never break out the head of Tulsi Mata. She's goddess. She's supreme goddess Lakshmi Mata. You never break out the whole head and say, yeah, we wanted 20 leaves, so look, we bring the whole branch. You pick the leaves of Tulsi Devi. Every time you break her head, it is as though you're disrespecting the goddess of wealth. She will take away the wealth from you. And when your life goes into chaos, you say, but I don't know, I'm praying so much and nothing is happening. But you disrespected the goddess of wealth. When you must pick the leaves of Tulsi, according to my Guruji, he says, you don't just pick the leaves, shake the tree first and see what leaves will fall. The best leaves to offer will be the ones that are half dried and ready to fall on the ground. Because the ones that fall, you don't have to pay for the karma of plucking that leaf. Every time you pluck that leaf, Tulsi Mata cries out in pain. She is Adi Shakti, she is Tulsi Maharani, she is a living goddess and she will cry out in pain because you are plucking her leaves. You do not break her branch. You do not, if you don't have a choice and you pluck the leaves, then chant the mantra to relieve the distress. Om Tulsi Divyai Namaha. Simple. Om Tulsi Divyai Namaha. Om Tulsi Divyai Namaha. And you pluck that leaf and you burn that karma one time. And if you can shake it and just pick up the ones that have fallen, you don't have to pay for any karma. That is the best leaves to use. Worship Goddess Tulsi. Love her. Treat her with respect. Don't just have her anywhere. Keep her on the altar and always give her a drop of water. Sometimes we're watering all the plants and when we reach by Tulsi Mata, we're watering her as a goddess. In one of the Upanishads and the books of Tulsi Mata, like a goddess, you're not supposed to over-soak the dirt in which Tulsi Mata lives. She's a goddess and it is as though you're soaking her feet. If our feet are soaked for a while, we get cramp and we get sick and so on. As a mother, you're not supposed to keep her feet wet all the time. You pour a little bit of water just for her to consume and she grows and she flourishes. Have you ever seen people where they try to plant a Tulsi in their home and it's not growing no matter what? And back home, sometimes you go by the neighbor and we say, give me one of your plant now. And they bring a plant from the neighbor and when you plant it, in 2-3 days they die also. Tulsi will never grow. Maybe you would have disrespected her at some point and after disrespect, she decides not to come. You can go everywhere and bring how much Tulsi you want and put it back there and she may not grow. Go buy a random Tulsi plant, put your hands together, offer flower if you must. Say, Tulsi Ma, if I have disrespected you in any way, maybe I've crossed you over and didn't notice you on the ground. Maybe I stepped on you and I didn't notice. Maybe I broke your branch one day. If you've disrespected her unknowingly, Ma, please forgive me and come back to my home with wealth. And see how easy Tulsi will grow. Hanuman Baba is seeing Tulsi, Goddess Tulsi, and he dances and he says, I feel so happy because this spot has been blessed because Tulsi Mata is here. And while this spot is blessed, then he turned around and he saw now the kutia that is there. And he walked up to the kutia and he's about to knock on the door to see who lives there, who will be living next to Tulsi. And when he reaches by the doorway, he hears somebody chanting on the inside. That person is chanting for the Divine Lord. And while he's hearing the chant, listen friends. Ramachandra Raghuveera Ramachandra Nadira. They're chanting the name of the Lord. And which name are they chanting? None other than the name of Prabhu Rama. He's saying Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. And he's wondering in Lanka, who could be in Lanka chanting Jai Shri Ram? He doesn't know anybody who will be doing such things. He's wondering to be in a place like this and they hear Prabhu's name being chanted, something must be different. So he goes and he knocks on the door. And while he's knocking on the door, he's listening. The person kept chanting. And then for a moment, the chanting stops. And as soon as the chanting stops, who will come out of that door? It is said the brother of Ravana, whose name is Vibhishan, he will come. Ramachandra Raghuvira, Ramachandra Nadira, Ramachandra Raghuvira, Ramachandra Nadira. Ramachandra Raghuvira, Ramachandra Nadira, Ramachandra Raghuvira, Ramachandra Nadira, Ramachandra Raghurama, Ramachandra Paramama, Ramachandra Raghurama, Ramachandra Paramama, Ramachandra Raghuvira, Ramachandra
Ramachandra Raghuvira.
Jai Shri Ram. Ramachandra Mama Bandhu, Ramachandra Daya Sindhu, Ramachandra Mama Bandhu, Ramachandra Daya Sindhu, Ramachandra Raghuvira, Ramachandra Nadira. Jai Shri Ram. It is said the door will open and who will come out of the doorway? It is said having the chadar, the shawl, having beautiful rudraksha, dhoti, and he comes out and he puts his hands together. Kaun hai? And as soon as he sees Vana Roop, as soon as he sees the form of Bajrangabali, his eyes start swelling with water now. Teardrops are about to flow. Is it who I think it is? I have been living in Lanka for years. And today, I've heard your glory. Today, I'm seeing your strength. Is it really you? Ramachandra Raghunatha, Ramachandra Paramnatha, Ramachandra Raghunatha, Ramachandra Paramnatha, Ramachandra Raghuvira, Ramachandra Nadira, Ramachandra Raghuvira, Ramachandra Raghuvira. Jai Jai Ram Janaki Ram, Jai Jai Ram Janaki Ram, Jai Jai Ram Janaki Ram, Jai Jai Ram Janaki, Jai Jai Ram Janaki Ram, 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 Jai Jai Ram. Ramachandra Raghuvira, ki jai. Bajrangabali stood in front of the doorway. It is said Vibhishan turned and he saw this Vana roop and his eyes started to fill with water immediately. Is it who I really think it is? He became so happy to see Mahavir Swami. He put his hands together immediately and he says, Aap, Bajrangabali, Pawan Putra, Mahavir. And as soon as Pawan Putra looked at him and he says, Main Ram Bhakta, Main Ram Dhuta, Main Shri Hanuman Ji. It is said immediately they embraced one another with love. They embraced with a brotherly love. It is said Devatas in the skies looked down at that moment because Vibhishan was living that hard life. Vibhishan hugged Mahavir Swami and he felt so much of joy and happiness. When you enter the place of worship and when you enter the mandirs and the prayer room and you sit and you look at the murtis, do you feel happy? You're supposed to feel happy. You're supposed to feel joy. When you see your murtis and you see God in all different forms, like Hanumanji, like Vibhishan who sees Pavanaputra, he becomes overjoyed. Do you feel happy when you see your murtis? You're supposed to feel joy because God is there in your path, in your life, every day creating a miracle. Mahavir Swami, he embraced Vibhishan. And then when he finished hugging and embracing Vibhishan, and he stood back for a second, he would ask the question, how do you live chanting the name of Shri Ram in Lanka? And you know what Vibhishan says? He says, nobody knows how I live and I sacrifice to be here. He says, I live like the tongue between the 32 teeth. He lives like the tongue between all the teeth in your mouth. Think about that. You know what he means by that? Means to say, the tongue is there and we have the teeth. If you make a slip with the tongue, what happens? You bite your own tongue. If he makes a slip, you will get bit immediately. He cannot make any mistakes. But he says, Hanumanji, don't worry. I know I can't slip. If I slip, they will destroy me. But you know what is the best part of it? Just like the tongue between the 32 teeth. Who came first? The tongue or the teeth? Who came first? The tongue. Who will remain there and who will leave first? The tongue will be there, the teeth will come. The teeth will fall out and go. And the tongue will remain there. He says, I live like the tongue between the teeth. But understand, while I take my time and I be patient, if I slip, I'll be destroyed. But I know in my heart, with patience, I've been here before. I will remain here now, and I will watch them go, and I will still be here. Vibhishan looked at Pavanaputra, and they embraced, and Pavanaputra says, I have a few questions. But before I ask you, where is that Divine Mother in his mind? He's saying, I want to find out about Ravana. Lord Hanumanji is about to find out about the whereabouts of Sita Devi. And he's about to speak to Vibhishan about the lifestyle of Ravana. And while the conversation between Hanuman Baba and Vibhishan is about to begin, tomorrow morning is our final session in which we will speak about that conversation and what takes place after that. Shri Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki, Bajrangabali ki. Anybody want to hear what happens next? Who wants to hear what happens next? Well, tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning we will continue with that katha. Tomorrow morning will be our final message in this mandir for the yajna. But at this time now, before we go into Arati and so on, let me invite Panditji to give us a few words as to what is about to take place tonight, and then we will continue.
बोले श्यापति रामचंद्र भगवान की जय, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय. Devotees, we were listening very beautiful katha once again today, and very great messages. The life, especially where we are sitting this time. Many other temples surrounding, we go visit, but many times we make one excuse. Panditji, we want to come, but temple is so far. It's very hard to go there. Have you made this excuse? Anytime, please raise your hand. We did. We make many times. We don't want to raise our hand, but we do. That's the fact. But now see now the bhakti, to search the bhakti, to search the Sita Mata, from where the Hanuman was and where he reached. From Bharatvarsh to Lanka, to search Devi. You know, to reach the bhakti, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. We need to make some type of the sacrifice. See this, our bhaiyas. See the Panditji. And what he said, the Pandit's life is not their life. Right? But what at the end of the day, what we get? You know what? These Pandits just only for paisa. And now I can just give you, just recently I give you one example right now, when emergency happened. We just got the call 5 minutes before. Outside, we received the call. Something happened and they need the priest. What is the choice we have now? I said, okay, no problem, we will help you. And then someone was on the way already to pick up the Panditji without us noticing. We got the call. I asked the Yogesh, now you were all thinking, where the Yogesh gone? I asked Yogesh, please, somebody is coming to pick up you. Pick up someone, then please go. He did not say yes or no, where and why. He just went. That is the priest life. Then in the place of, we should say, we should listen, hear their kathas, but please pay some respect. And that's very, very important. That's our job. But not only our job is now, what are we as one community, what are we paying back? What are we giving to the community to build these temples? Continue to support, help each other, come to the satsang. Doesn't matter where. Each and every temple belongs to each and every one of us. We need to go, we need to help each other. If we do not help, then dollars are not going to fall in the place of the rain. Each and every one we need to come. Then today, I will ask, we never really ask the money. By the grace of divine, automatically everything is happening. बस आपकी कृपा से मेरा काम हो रहा है. करते हो तुम कन्हैया, मेरा नाम हो रहा है. Only because of the God, because of His kripa, everything is happening when the right time comes. But today we are going to ask, as our sister Shali, she also asked, and Panditji, he also knows every dollar, whatever you give, we support the charity, we pay the bills, lots of mortgage, we have to look after big mortgages in these temples. But we have one special project coming for this temple. Next time, Panditji, when you will come, then you will see a little bit more progress. And the progress we are performing, you can see the temple. This is the domes gumbaj we are going to put. And if anybody like to pay any donation towards to this one, or whatever you give, going for this good cause, then we will pass the thali and our respected Panditji will sing one bhajan, and you can do your best, whatever you want, $1, $2, 100, 200, whatever you wish. That's not the begging, but if you want to donate for this charity work, for the great job, then please you do your best. And the next time when you will come by the end of this year, this is the project is coming on, and you will see your own temple, how it will look. Then we really appreciate again for your cooperation, for your help, for your support, for the love and dedication for the dharma, for the mandir, not only for here, but please do your best wherever the temples are building, wherever the devotees goes, only receive the blessings from the Paramatma there. tan se seva, do the seva by your physically, man se seva by chanting the name of the Bhagavan. But that's not only enough. Dhan se seva, do little, donate something by your hand too. Only then that money will come back too. बोले सियापति रामचंद्र भगवान की जय, बोले व्यास जी महाराज की जय. Now pass over to Vyas ji. Then please sing one bhajan and we are going to pass the thali meantime. Thank you.
So as we're about to do this bhajan, I will invite Anthony, Bhaiji, to give us our bhajan.
राम नाम दुख में कहे सुख में कहे ना कोई, जो सुख में सुमिरन करे तो दुखता है करो. राम नाम सोही जानिए तज बल बुद्धि निधान, आस्तिक जे सुरसा चले डरत चले हनुमान. मानो मानो असुरा मुरे सीख सिया के लेके राम से मिलो ना. मानो मानो असुरा मुरे सीख सिया के लेके राम से मिलो ना. मानो मानो असुर मोरे सीख, मानो मानो असुर मोरे सीख, मानो मानो असुर मोरे सीख, सिया के लेके राम से मिलो ना. मानो मानो असुर मोरे सीख, सिया के लेके राम से मिलो ना. मानो मानो असुरा मोरे सीख सिया के. कहे मदोदरी सुनो पिया रावण, ये क्या कुमति का माई, जिनकी जान की तू हर लाए वो तक सी डोबाए. लंका शरीर के कोट हमारा रटना गिर सिखाई, असीलात की चौकी डारे बाग जगे डोबाए. मानो मानो असुर मोरे सी, मानो मानो असुर मोरे सीख, सिया के लेके राम से मिलो ना. मानो 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 असुर मोरे सीख, सिया के लेके राम से मिलो. हनुमान ऐसा पाया जिनके और संग लक्ष्मण से बाई, जलती अग्नि में कूद पड़ेगा कोत जिन्ना काए. मेघनाथ ऐसा पुत्र हमारा, कुंभकर्ण ऐसा भाई, धर्म हुआ होंगी मंदिर से वो तक सी डोबाए. मानो मानो असुर मोरे सी, मानो मानो असुर मोरे सीख, सिया के लेके राम से मिलो ना. मानो 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 असुर मोरे सीख, सिया के लेके राम से मिलो. बांदर एक लंका में आए, घर घर दूंगे जाई, भाग विवंशी लंका को जारा जो सागर पूछ बुझाए. अब तू क्या तेरी मंडोदरी रानी निहरू पहचान, मेलरने से हारू हारे तू न हट घबराए. मानो 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 वसुरा मोरे सीख सिया के लेके राम से मिलो मानो वसुरा मोरे सीख सिया लेके राम से मिलो घाट घाट लक्ष्मण ने रोके और रोकट राम धरुआ जे अंगद ने रोके बीच लरे हनुमान राम जी घर लंका आए घर घर पचत पढ़ाई हनुमान की चौकी तारे तुलसीदास बजाए होए मानो 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 वसुरा मोरे सीख सिया के लेके राम से मिलो मानो मानो वसुरा मोरे सीख सिया के लेके राम से मिलो मानो मानो वसुर मोरे सीख मानो मानो वसुर मोरे सीख मानो मानो वसुर मोरे सीख सिया के लेके राम से मिलो मानो 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 वसुर मोरे सीख सिया के लेके राम से मिलो मानो मानो असुर मोरे सीख सिया के लेके राम से मिलो
very good. Thank you very much. Devotees, as upcoming events, we will, as tomorrow, our respected Vyas will conclude his 4th session of Sri Ramayana Katha. Then please come and join with us. After that, July 12th, we will perform a special puja, Sri Bhagwan Shri Narad Pujan. Especially Purnima Puja, the Guru Purnima Puja. Those who want to join, then please feel free, evening hours. And flyers are also outside. And especially the 7th of August, Sunday morning, we will have one special yajna we are performing, that called Shat Chandi Yajna. Mean 100 families will take the part, and 100 part of Sri Durga Sati we are performing, and it started daily one part. Do these types of the prarthana, puja, mean 4-5 hours. Our respected Panditjis, they spend a daily basis, and that will conclude 100 part on 7th of August, Sunday morning. That day we will perform outdoor havan. Those who like to take part in that one, then please take the form with you. And I can just very simply, I can say, do not miss this opportunity. Bring your family. You will sit down with your own family. 100 families we need. And of course, again, those who are, or those who will be blessed by divine, they will come, and otherwise we have to wait for the next opportunity for the next year maybe. Then please do your best, and all our upcoming events, you can visit our website and come and join with us daily basis on the satsangs. This time, Shali's sister, she is here from Florida. And she would like to say a few words, and like to behalf of the Mandir and behalf of everyone, like to say special thanks and welcome. Then please she will say a few words, and then after that we will perform final arti. Thank you.
Anushka will say a few words before I go.
Sita Ram, everyone.
Sita.
First, I would like to thank Pandit Narad for a beautiful yajna session. And I would like to extend, on behalf of all of our cousins from my mom's side, a beautiful belated birthday for Priyanka. Priyanka, you are like an older sister to me, and I'm so happy to have you in my life. You are such a loving and caring person, and everyone who knows you can say that about you because you truly extend your back for whoever you love, and you are so passionate about whoever you care about and will do absolutely anything for them. And I hope you have a safe travel to Saskatchewan, and that God keeps you safe and on the right path to make good decisions and keep you with good health so that you can always accomplish your dreams and have good wealth and live a good life with whoever it may be. And I hope that you enjoyed this yajna and it's all you've ever wanted, and that your family also enjoyed it with you. Thank you.
Reverend Vyasji, respective Pandits, and our very talented drummer here, Naresh, right? And the keyboard player, so peaceful and supple in that corner. And I must say, I share Priyanka's sentiments because I was questioning her about what she thinks about the Vyasji. She said, "You're very charismatic." I don't know what that means. "You're inspiring. You're very talented. And you have definitely fire in your blood." I guess that's a chutney coming out there. And for the dholak player, I haven't had this kind of drum around my environment for a while. Definitely awaken all those dormant cells in my head. Well, Sitaram and Namaste to each and every one of you. I want to commend my niece, my only niece, between my siblings. I have 4 siblings, and she's my only niece. I have 6 nephews. So, Priyanka, you're very lucky to have me as your auntie too. And I'm equally lucky to have you as my only niece from this side. I have many other nieces from my husband's side and extended family, but my sister, daughter. I want to commend you for choosing to celebrate your birthday in this manner. You could have easily wanted your mom to go and rent a hall and do a big party and feed people and get them high and send them home. But this is extremely relevant, commendable. But the question is, beyond all the singing and all the excitement and everything that comes with this, all the dressing up and so on, is what have you learned? How are you going to apply this to your life? How are you going to shift yourself? This happens when you are in your quiet moment, when you would have looked back at the videos and take one thing that the Vyasji has shared for the past 3 sessions, like Thursday night, he spoke about the Raghu families stood by their words, right? Keep their promises. That's something we can all aspire to. We can all speak kind words. We can make promises to people, but we have to keep them. We have to make sure what we are saying will elevate someone, as the Vyasji said. Last night, he also spoke about obstacles coming in our lives, like Hanumanji. What did he do? He rise up and he challenges them, and he was relentless in his journey to Lanka, right? He never wanted to rest. Even the mountain came up and offered him rest. No, he did not rest. So you set goals in your life and you work towards them. Now, Priyanka works for the CBSA. She will be moving to Saskatchewan in a few days. So it's a time for mom to be detached from you because she's so attached. She has to practice that. You will practice your being responsible for yourself. And as Anushka said, make good decisions, you know. Your mom tries, and your dad, they give everything to you and your brother. Their life is not easy. He works very hard. Your brother, you know, my sister has a special needs son. So her stress level is very, very high. And it takes a lot from her to deal with him. And you are the ones who will have to take care of your brother. going forward. So make good decision. Build a good life for yourself. And tonight, find what that true purpose in your life is. Our purpose in this life should be to serve. Serve, right? And one way to serve is cause less agitation to others. How do we do that? By being quiet, be a source of peace for ourselves, then we can share that with others. All right? So, without further ado, I just want to say we love you. On behalf of my humble, loving husband over there, my son Sanjay, my daughter Anushka, and I have two older daughters. One just moved to New Jersey. We were supposed to be there to help her move while she transitioned to New Jersey. But we came here because we want to be here. Uncle Dylan said we have to be here for you guys. I love you dearly. I just want you to live a good life. All right? That's all. God bless you. And thanks to my sister and brother-in-law. It takes a lot to put an event like this together. And whether, Shelley, sometimes she can get very stressful and, whatever. You all know Shelley. She loves people. She likes to serve. She likes to cook and serve them on there. So God bless you, my sis. And I pray that whatever fruits, we are not doing yajna for results and to be attached to the results. But whatever fruits that should be derived from this yajna, I pray that it brings peace and prosperity in your lives. All right, all of you. God bless.
Thank you very much. Devotees, now the time to perform final arti. Let's stand up, please, everyone. Thank you. Make the 5-6 lines, please, for arti. And after performing the arti, few seconds, then please pass the arti to the next person. Thank you.
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की आरती की जय हनुमान लला की दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की आरती की जय हनुमान लला की दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की जाके बल से गिरिवर कापे मृग दोष जाके निकट न जापे जाके बल से गिरिवर कापे मृग दोष जाके निकट न जापे अंजनी पुत्र महाबलदाई ददन के प्रभु सदा सहाय देवीरा रघुनाथ पताए लंका जारी सिया सुधिलाए देवीरा रघुनाथ पताए लंका जारी सिया सुधिलाए लंका से पद समुद्र सुनाए जात पवन सुत हार न लाए लक्ष्मण मूरत तपदे सकारे आनि संजीवन प्राण उबारे लक्ष्मण मूरत तपदे सकारे आनि संजीवन प्राण उबारे बैठी हो कैसी पतार तोर जमकारी ऐ रावण के पूजा उजारे नर मुनि आरती उतारे, जय 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 हनुमान उतारे। नर मुनि आरती उतारे, जय 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 हनुमान उतारे। कंचन 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 कपूर लाचारी, आरती करत अंजना माई। जय 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 हनुमान, 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 जय 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 स्वामीनाथा सच्चिदानंदा, जय गुरुनाथा सच्चिदानंदा। 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 भर कर सुमिरन तेरा, जीवन भर कर सुमिरन तेरा, घड़ी घड़ी पल पल नाम लुटेरा, घड़ी घड़ी पल पल नाम लुटेरा। बरदे ऐसा दाता स्वामीनाथा, बरदे ऐसा दाता स्वामीनाथा। राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे गोपाल राधे, राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोपाल राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोपाल राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोपाल राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोपाल राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोविंद राधे, राधे राधे, राधे राधे गोपाल राधे, राधे राधे। स्वामीनाथा सच्चिदानंदा, जय गुरुनाथा सच्चिदानंदा। स्वामीनाथा सच्चिदानंदा, जय
प्रार्थना करें. Let's put your hands together. त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धो च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदावसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि. सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमोस्तुते. मन्त्रहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तिहीनं जगदम्बिके यत् पूजितं मया देवी परिपूर्णं तदस्तु मे परिपूर्णं तदस्तु मे. बार बार वरमांगो हर्षदेव श्रीरंग पद सरोजन पायने भगति सदा सतसंग. तुलस्यापति रामचंद्र की जय. उमापति महादेव की जय. गणपति महाराज की जय. लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की जय. शिवांगे बिहारी लाल की जय. पवन सुत हनुमान की. हे मई सच्चिया जोता वाले माता तेरी सदा ही. बोल भाई सब संतन की जय. सदगुरु महाराज की जय. सनातन धर्म की जय. सनातन धर्म की जय. सनातन धर्म की जय. बोले सांचे दरबार की जय. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ॐ देव शान्ति अन्तरिक्षागं शान्ति पृथ्वी शान्तिराप शान्ति ओषधय शान्तिर्वनस्पतय शान्तिर्विश्वे देवा शान्ति ब्रह्म शान्ति सर्वग शान्ति शान्तिरेव शान्ति साम शान्तिरेव. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. हरे ॐ. Please bow down everyone. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gururdev Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. बोलिए श्यामति रामचंद्र भगवान की जय. पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय. Please, those who did not take the arti, you can take the arti and bow down and take the prasadam. And downstairs we have bhojan is also prepared for everyone. Then please take part of the bhojan. And just want to request one thing, then please, we have one special table there, that in the place of, after finishing your food, in the place of throwing the plates here, there, then please stock the plates in one place, that we will able to control the garbage and of course the recycling part also. And we know this is saving for the environment also. Then we really appreciate, enjoy your food, but please stock the plates and cups and put the wastage only in the garbage bin and stock the plates in one place. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much.